In 1991, Lillian Exum Clement became the first woman to take office in the North Carolina General Assembly. 100 years later, North Carolina women are still fighting for parity in the legislature. The Institute for Women's Policy Research found that in terms of women's participation and representation, in state politics, North Carolina ranks 35th nationally and received a D rating. In the 2016 general election, 62% of women in North Carolina voted. But despite making up more than half of the state population, the number of women in the state legislature is stalled at only 25%. Executive Director of Lillian's List, a nonprofit group that recruits progressive women to run for office, Sarah Preston says this is in part due to different recruitment efforts.
One of the biggest barriers that we've seen to women actually running for office is just that they aren't encouraged to do it. They aren't asked by the established sort of political establishment. They aren't encouraged by, teachers or other mentors in the same way that men are.
Women who do choose to run often face remarkably different challenges than their male counterparts. Senator Amy Galey felt this difference when her male opponent criticized her.
My opponent referred to me as being angry. He referred to me as being emotional. He said I was scared and fearful. Those are appeals to emotion, and they are intended to portray women as being untrustworthy because of our uterus.
And the differences don't stop once women win. Representative Kandie Smith says even as an elected official, it can be scary to walk into a room full of white men.
It has been, and it still is, a white male-dominated area. When you have a room full of males and then you have a woman sitting at that table, sometimes it can be very intimidating to wonder if you're going to be recognized, to even be heard.
Senator Galey and Senator Vickie Sawyer say they don't believe that lack of gender parity in office is a problem.
I don't want someone to vote for me because I'm a woman. I want somebody to vote for me because I'm good. I do not want to use gender as a crutch. I want to use it as an enablement tool.
While the Vice President of Communications at Emily's List, Christina Reynolds, knows women can be great policymakers, she also works to elect women specifically for their unique perspective. But she hopes that one day it won't be so unique.
We're always grateful at Emily's List for the firsts, for the history makers, but we're also really excited for when we get to like the 34th, when we can stop making such a big deal of, the first this and the first that. That'll be an exciting day. We're not there yet.
At the rate North Carolina is currently going, the Institute of Women's Policy Research predicts that women won't see gender parity in office until 2084. I'm Matilda Marshall, reporting.